British police are out to stop violence. Well, they're out to stop non-tangible violence. Hate speech is in their sights. And not only are they out to stop people from disparaging Islam, but they are also considering coming after people who have been mocking them on Twitter. This has been a lot of people, as they have recently shown an adamance that British citizens remain unarmed and disallowed from speaking their mind. What's more amusing is that they use the wrong "your" in the tweet. Granted, I wish there was an edit button on Twitter, as I make frequent spelling errors myself, but then again, I don't operate an official Twitter page for a local police station. A UK police force has been ridiculed after promising to go after internet trolls who spew abuse from behind a computer screen and threatening to charge anyone mocking their promise. Wiltshire police force in England dedicated a series of tweets on Monday to spreading the awareness of hate speech on the internet. The focus on tonight's hashtag 999 What's Your Emergency is hate crime. There is never an excuse to spread hate, the force tweeted. But the police became the subject of outright mockery after it suggested it would track down everyone who causes offense. You can't hide from us if you're spewing abuse from behind a computer screen. Our boys and gals in blue will find you, the tweet read. Following the ridicule from social media users, Wiltshire police released a statement followed on Twitter claiming that they are reviewing the posts directed at their social media accounts and will consider any potential criminal offenses which might have been committed. It added, "We will also ban anyone who is posting offensive or abusive material. Hate speech will not be tolerated in any form in our communities or online." The police are creating an atmosphere that discourages speaking out against insensitive topics. With threats of criminal charges and or legal action for expressing your opinion, people will just stop expressing themselves. What's worse is that there are actual threats of violence coming from radical Islam, and rather than pool their resources to root out the terrorists amongst them, they are obsessed with making these terrorists feel safe to practice their religion. Take, for example, a few months back, one of the London attackers was featured on a BBC documentary about him being a jihadist. They knew about this man, what he stood for, and yet they spent their time chasing around people on the internet who are tired of walking on eggshells online. While I was recording this, I was thinking to myself, when was the last acid attack? Because if you haven't heard, there's been an epidemic of people throwing acid at one another over in London. It pretty much came in high correlation with all of the high volume of migrants that have been coming into the region. As I was recording this video, I thought to myself, hell, when was the last acid attack in London? And if you haven't heard, there has been a rise in people throwing acid at one another, disfiguring people's faces. This is a signature attack from the Middle East, and to the surprise of almost nobody, London began getting lots and lots of acid attacks after taking in more migrants. And so this article is in the description below if you want to check out for yourself, but the very last sentence I included in this image in the bottom right hand corner. Police figures reveal that East London is at the center of the epidemic, with the highest number of acid attacks in the past 3 years. It's already past due for Britain to put its foot down and put an end to this violence. However, their progressivism is somehow cancerous to their brain. I know some of you might find that surprising, but people can become completely debilitated serving their political ideology, and that's what's happening with the police force. They are so dedicated to stamping out hate speech and violent speech than they are actually rooting out violence. They care more about the feelings of hypothetical people than they do the lives of their actual citizens.